can't even see the camera. Hey guys, Lucas Fan 843 here, and I'm back with AJ McClellan, my player in MLB 2K12. I hadn't done this in a while, and I apologize for that. Alright, so we are about to enter our next minor league game. AJ McClellan, 3 wins, a 1.43 ERA, or earned run average, and he has more than 40 Ks. And I have Pikachu626. No, that's the wrong one. Eevee123 with me. Say hi.
Why did you have to...
A little louder, they can't hear you.
Why did you have to mix the thing?
I'm sorry, it happened. Alright, so... dang it, I wasn't paying attention to who the team was. Alright, so, yes, I apologize for the long delay of this. Plus, my camera, I set it up differently so you can see the entire screen better. Alright, goal number 1. We need to, get the batter out. We have to use our best pitch as much as possible. And our best pitch right now is the fastball. Don't worry guys, I'm going to be working on McClellan's pitch ratings soon. That's just really not on the top of my priority list, as that is in for ground out. Right here, get the first pitch strike. Let's try the sinker. Here's the pitch. Oh, just in there for a strike. Nice. Alright. The knuckleball. Watch this. And it's down low for a ball. 1-1. Here's the pitch for AJ McClellan, and that slides out of the strike zone for a ball. 2-1 count. Here's the sinker, and now it's a 3-1 count. We're going to have to be careful here. We don't want to walk the batter. And that is just in there for a strike, making it a full count. Here's the 3-2 pitch. And that's a grounder towards second base. And that is thrown too high, and that will be an extra base hit on that error. Alright, so here, induce a fly ball out. Dang it, why did you have to make that mistake? Anyway, that sinker is in. That is a strike. If we're lucky, we can possibly force a ground ball out that could possibly induce a double play. But, strikeout! So that's another K for AJ McClellan. Right here, don't give up the run. And we're going to have to pay attention to him. Here comes the knuckleball up high, and that is caught by the right fielder for a fly out. No runs allowed. No hits. What? No hits? Alright. Strike out the batter. Game still scoreless in the second inning. Here's the fastball, and that is in for a strike. Here comes the pitch, and that evens up the count, 1-1. Here comes a knuckleball, and that is tapped foul. Alright, so here comes the fastball again. Swing and a miss. Strikeout. Alright, induce a fly ball out. Here's the pitch. Is swung at toward the right fielder, and that is a fly out. Alright, so 2 men that retired. We just need to take care of this last batter. Whoa! I let go of the stick too early. My bad. My bad. Alright, because of that bad pitch, which is my fault, it's a 1-0 count. But that rolls toward the first baseman, and he will get the ground out. We allow no runs and no hits in this inning. And now we enter the bottom of the third. Score still tied 0. And that sinker is up high, but it sinks in there for a strike. 0-1 count coming up. Here's the pitch. Fastball stays in. Strike 2. The 0-2 pitch. Knuckleball is a called strike. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strikeout. Strike out the batter. Here's the pitch. And that is in there for a strike. 0-1 count. And bad gesture. And that'll just miss the strike zone to even up the count. Here's the next pitch. That is up there. Don't know how that happened, but it's now 2-1 count. Here comes another pitch, and that is fly out. That is a play made in foul territory. Wow. Alright, here's the pitch. And that is a liner toward second base, and that'll be another out. The side is retired. No runs and no hits allowed. The game still remains tied at 0. A no run, no hit game. What a performance by A.J. McClellan. Entering the bottom of the fourth. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on the fastball. 0-1 count coming up. Here's the pitch. Smacked foul. Making it 0-2. Here's the pitch. Couldn't get him to chase that fastball. 1-2 count coming up. Here's the pitch. And that is caught by the first baseman for an out. What a play. Alright, so with 1 man out, the pitch. McClellan's doing very good. 32 pitches, and that'll make it 33 as the knuckleball misses the strike zone to make it a 1-0 count. And there's a strike, evening up the count at 1-1. The sinker is up high, making the count 2-1. Here's the fastball, and it's smacked toward right field, and that'll be a base hit. Alright, get the batter out. We need to check the guy at first, though. Alright. Strike 1 on the sinker. And that is smacked toward right field, and that'll be a fly out. Alright, strike the batter out. Strike out the batter. Here comes the sinker, and that is hit foul. And a check swing, but that'll be called for a strike. And there's a strikeout, no runs allowed, and one hit, one man left on base. And now we enter the 5th inning, and the score still remains at 0. Swing and a miss, trying to chase that sinker, making it an 0-1 count. Here's the knuckleball, and that is a sharp liner towards center field for a base hit. Right here, we need to strike the batter out. Here's the pitch, and that is a tough pitch to lay off of. That's a fastball down low, but that'll be strike, and there's a sharp line toward this left center field, and that is the second straight hit allowed by McClellan. Looks like it's time to get some offense done for the opposing team. And the pressure is starting to get on McClellan. This is the situation you don't want to be in when you have no outs. And 2 men on base. And there's a liner toward left field, and that will be an RBI double, 2 RBI double, and that puts us in a hole right here. Right here, we need to get the batter out. And he is out! Wow. But as you can see, the ball's shaking. McClellan is really starting to get rattled out there, as that's a soft liner toward third base, and there's a ground out. Right here, get the first pitch strike. Let's try to avoid as much damage as we can, as McClellan is really rattled right now. But we do what we needed to do, get the first pitch strike, don't need to allow any more damage. The sinker, swing and a miss. Alright, here's the fastball, and that is a strikeout. We managed to get away, or at least get out of this, but we allowed 2 runs, and we aren't able to do anything else on offense. Alright, so McClellan with the pitch, and that is a liner toward that's left field, and that'll be a base hit. Induce a fly ball out. Here's the pitch, and the knuckleball goes in there for a ball. 1-0 count coming up. And that is going to be fielded by the left fielder, And we get the fly ball out. Okay, so 1 man retired, 1 man on first base. We just need to make sure nothing else happens, as the sinker is way up for a strike. For a ball, I'm sorry. And the fastball is going to be fielded by the right fielder, 2 men down, and the guy at first is held there. Now, just get the batter out. Here's the sinker, and that's a miss. 1-0 count coming up. And the fastball goes in there for a strike. And that is a base hit. With 2 outs, they have a chance to get something going. Right here, we need to induce a ground ball out. And that has popped foul into the stands. 0-1 count coming up. And that is smacked toward right field, and that's another base hit. And that's pretty much, we're pretty much benched after that, and in extra innings we are unable to win. So McClellan, I think, will get his first loss in his minor league career. Let's look. But regardless, McClellan did his best as he should, and actually he's not credited with the loss. But his ERA goes up a little bit. But he's gotten 5 Ks in that game. EV123, do you think McClellan could have done a little better with his pitches there to prevent any more damage?
Maybe.
Well, let's see what the manager says. That was a real impressive performance by you on the hill today. Your lineup didn't help you out in getting the win, but you still had a start that anyone would take. That's what you would like to hear from your manager. He has faith in McClellan. Alright, so right here, we need to increase his numbers, or, his ratings. Wait, I'm kind of confused now. How many points did we have? Undo changes. Alright, so 280. That's how many points we need to spend. But that was a great play by McClellan, managing to catch the base runner from getting a stolen base when he threw the pitch to second base, and the base runner, EV123, he had a good lead, but he was not able to get to the base fast enough, and McClellan ended up getting him out. Do you think McClellan needs to continue working on being a good fielder the way he is doing right now?
Yeah.
Alright, so now we are in a practice drill. Control and velocity. Can you look at the camera and see how long this video has been going? I can't see it. What numbers?
0, 0, 1, 8, 6, no, 7. Like, 10.
Alright, thank you, Evie. You can sit back down. Alright, so, Evie, it's time for McClellan to practice. Right here, you can see him warming up with his catcher. Right here, what we need to do here, Evie, is that we need to throw the pitches in the squares that you see right here. And we're pretty much, you can see we're only using his best pitch, the fastball. And that is in again. Now, look. New pitch. We're using the sinker. And that is a big miss. So looking at McClellan practicing, Evie, do you think he has the potential to be a great Major League player?
That depends on how good he does.
That's right. The only way you can be a Major Leaguer is that if you can keep doing good or great. And during McClellan's first several starts, he's managed to do the best he can, and that's my fault. I missed horribly there. Look. Alright, knuckleball. We have one more attempt, and we missed that. But we get the bronze star, and we get 110 skill points. Those points are going to be very well used to help McClellan become a better pitcher. So we're going to use these points right now, and then we're going to head on to our next game, and that'll wrap it up for the commentary here. Whenever this is done loading. Alright. Let's look at the skill points. We're going to use all of them on the versus right-handed batter. If you want to be a successful pitcher, Eevee, you need to make sure you can handle both left-handed batters and right-handed batters. Because, especially with those switch batters, those batters that can change, that can hit from either on the left side or the right side, depending on the weakness of the opposing pitcher. You need to make sure you're good on pitching against batters on the left and right. As McClellan is coming into his next start against the Rock Cats in another minor league game, what do you think McClellan needs to work on? From what I see, Eevee, I think McClellan needs to work in the future. I think he needs to work on his control and possibly add another pitch, because his fastball and sinker are pretty much his top two used pitches. He of course uses his knuckleball, but not as often as he does with his sinker and fastball. And that first pitch was called for a strike, and that's a swing and a nice hit. But that's going to be fielded by the right fielder, and we get out. With one man out. Let's watch this knuckleball. And it hits the dirt. Eevee, we have seen McClellan's knuckleball. Right there, we saw it hit the dirt. But during practice, we saw it fly above and hit way above the strike zone. Do you think he needs to work on his control so he can use his knuckleball more effectively? Do you think he needs to work on his control of his pitches?
Yeah.
That's right, because most batters love hitting the ball when it's up high. Kind of like that. But when it's hit up high, that could be a danger zone for possibly getting a big hit. And right there, McClellan gets a K, and with 2 outs, early on you could see 2 balls, 5 strikes. One of them was a fly out, as you guys know. Alright, so with that first pitch strike, McClellan, bad gesture, my fault, but that's going to be smacked foul, fortunately enough. And here comes the fastball. Swing and a miss. Another K, and that's a strikeout. No runs, no hits. Eevee, McClellan almost came up with a no-run, no-hit game last time out. But when he gave up that hit, he almost collapsed completely. Do you think he needs to stay calm longer and keep his composure so he can stay in the game and make sure things don't get out of hand as they did earlier?
Yeah.
And that is a fly out to the center field. Right here, we need to get a first pitch strike. Starting off, here's the first pitch, and that's the fastball, down low, but that's in for a strike. The fastball is McClellan's best pitch, as I mentioned, and while his knuckleball and sinker really seems to have a lot of movement and at times ends up going where he doesn't want them to go, his fastball is pretty dangerous, don't you think?
Yeah.
In here, induce a ground ball out. Let's see, what's the best pitch for that? Let's try the sinker. And that is up high. I was talking about his sinker and his knuckleball going places he doesn't want them to go. And with the knuckleball, the slider you saw earlier, that's an example of what I was talking about, and that knuckleball is smacked for a base hit. So, this is pretty much where McClellan has to keep calm, do you think? With 2 outs and it's early in the game, you don't want to give up the lead, or at least you don't want to break down this early in the game as a pitcher. And that is going to be foul right into the stands. Here's the pitch, and that misses. And that's the ball, evening up the count 1-1. Smack on the sinker, and that is going to be a base hit. Second hit allowed. Let's see if McClellan can keep calm. Get the batter out in 5 pitches or less. And that was kind of a bad pickoff pitch. He's really making sure that the base runner on second doesn't steal. Swing and a miss on that fastball. McClellan is rattled up right now. He needs to keep calm because when he doesn't, oh geez. Anyway, when he doesn't, things really break down. But right there, a fly out, and we retire the side without allowing a run. And 2 men on base were left. Alright, entering the 3rd inning, it's still scoreless. Swing and a miss on the fastball. His sinker and knuckleball has been hit once. But his fastball has been doing him wonders, and that is going to be a fly out right there. His fastball, of course, is his best pitch. It's important to use those pitches to your advantage. And we have a defensive shift, and that is going to be smacked foul. And that's a smack on the fastball, and now he has allowed 1 hit on every pitch type. Oh, and that is another smack, and that is going to be an extra base hit. The opposing team have a chance to get something going here. 1 out and 2 men on base. 1 on third, 1 on first. And that is tapped foul. It's important that McClellan doesn't lose it here, but he's lost it plenty of times. And that is a double play, and that'll retire the side. No runs allowed, and a couple of hits. 2 men left on base. And here comes McClellan in the 4th. Here comes his fastball. And that is smacked toward the second baseman. But, bad throw, and that'll end up giving a hit. Nah, never mind. The knuckleball unable to stay there in the strike zone, and that'll be a 1-0 count. But he comes back with the fastball to make it a 1-1 count, and with the sinker it now goes to 2-1. And that is a base hit for the opposing side, and that's the 2nd straight hit, I guess. No. Right here, strike out the batter. 1 ball. a strike on that 65-mile-an-hour knuckleball, and the fastball misses. That makes the count 2-1. That is a nice hit on the fastball, but that is a foul. Swing and a miss on the sinker, and that's a strikeout. And that is McClellan's 50th minor league strikeout. Right here, we need to induce a ground ball out. Maybe if we're lucky enough, we can induce a double play. Nope. And that is a base hit. Bases loaded. Bad situation for McClellan. And that's a nice piece. That's a nice piece of hitting. And we have someone running home. So a sacrifice fly will give the Rock Cats a run. And that's another base hit. Are you kidding me? And we have someone coming home. Right here, strike out the batter. Now you can see McClellan is getting rattled up. And that sinker is just in there for a strike. Here's the next pitch, and that's a smack. But that's a fly out. Evie, can you check the camera again, please?
Sure.
Tell me the numbers.
0032.
Okay, thank you. You can sit down, please. Strike one, and I'm sorry for this long video. Dang it. I don't like it when that happens. Oh, shoot. Well, at least he didn't smack that. That would have been bad. Well, unfortunately, after this game, whenever it's over, that's a fair ball. He could end up he's going to go for extra bases. He could get a triple, and he does. So, sinker, that is smacked foul. McClellan, I'm sure, would love to get out of this mess. Wouldn't you agree, Evie?
Yeah.
With no outs and a man on third, one bad mistake by McClellan, and that will be an RBI single. Now I'm sure that the oh, what a smack, but the center fielder will be there to get the out. But McClellan is really not having one of his better games. He allowed 9 hits in this game. Bad gesture, my bad. And he's unable to hold on to that, so they get a base. They managed to get a base after that mistake. But I'm sure they would love to get out of this mess. You know, and swing and a miss on the knuckleball. McClellan ahead the count, and that's a foul ball. Swing and a miss on the fastball. And that is a smack. And that's going to be a RBI single. Now this is really a question for for the manager of AAA or AA. No, AA, I'm sorry. And that's another base hit. And McClellan is benched after that, guys. 7 runs, 12 hits. And a disaster for McClellan. 11 hits, 4 earned runs, and he only pitched 4.2 innings. But he got 4 Ks. Evie, that was definitely not one of McClellan's better games, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, that's so bad.
Yeah. And his ERA soars up to 2.15, and he gets his first loss as a minor. I'm sure he would like to turn it around next time out, right? Let's see what the manager says. Tough loss today. You pitched pretty well and did almost everything you could to get the win. It just wasn't your day. The manager said the right words, and this is where I'll have to end the episode. I'm Luke Curry3, guys, and EV123 was here to join me. I won't show you this because the video's been long enough. I'll see you guys next time. Adios.